Sorry guys, my iPad just went off for some reason. I don't know. Let's continue with 30, 60, 90. Okay? Tangent, we were saying. Tangent of 30, TOA is opposite over adjacent, so 1 over root 3. Now, of course, this one we are going to have to rationalize. So I'm going to get root 3 over 3. Okay? And just like I showed you with the 45, 45 triangle, if I use any 30, 60, 90 triangle, my sine, cos, and tan of 30 will always end up being these same values. Okay? Let's do the sine, cos, and tan of 60 degrees. Okay, now I can use the same triangle because it's got both angles in it. So I'm just going to go from this angle's perspective. Sine of 60 is opposite over hypotenuse, root 3 over 2. Cosine of 60 is adjacent over hypotenuse. And then tangent of 60 is opposite over adjacent. So root 3 over 1, which we know is just root 3. Okay, now again, any triangle that has 30, 60, 90, my sine, cos, and tan of 30 will always be these, and my sine, cos, and tan of 60 will always be these, okay? Now you notice these have some relationships here, okay? These two are the same, these two are the same, and then these are reciprocals, okay? Because of the relationship of sine and cosine and tangent, and the 30 and 60 degrees add up to be 90, okay? So what you're going to do with this newfound information is I'm going to give you some of these values, and you're going to use these triangles to quickly find specific values based off of special triangles. Okay, so for example, I'm going to ask you to do something like this. I want you to find these exact values for me. Hold on, I need to put another piece of paper under here, hitting the thing in my table. I want the cos of 45 degrees, tan of 60, sine of 45, and okay, these are called special angles, and they're based off of special triangles. So 30, 60, and 60, I'm going to do first. I'm going to create my triangle, and I'm going to put my sides. So I know the side opposite 30 is x, so my basic x is 1. Opposite 60 is x root 3, so that's just going to be 1 root 3. And the hypotenuse is 2 times 1, which is 2. So now I can solve half of my problems over here. Sine of 30, opposite over hypotenuse, which is 1/2. Okay, so don't forget your SOHCAHTOA. Tan of 60. Oh, let me come over to 60. So tan is opposite over adjacent. I'll clean that up. And then cos of 60. Cos of 60 is adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, so those three are finished. That's a 1/2. All right, let's do our 45s. Now I'm going to draw another triangle for 45 because I can't do it off of the 30, 60. Okay, now remember my legs were x, and the easiest x is just 1. My hypotenuse is x root 2, which is 1 root 2, which is just root 2. I'm going to pick this 45. Doesn't matter. Okay, cosine of 45 is adjacent over hypotenuse, so 1 over root 2. And, of course, I have to rationalize. Okay. Sine of 45, opposite over hypotenuse, 1 over root 2. Well, these are the exact same thing, aren't they? So I know that's going to be root 2 over 2. And then tan of 45 is 1 over opposite over adjacent, or 1 over 1, which is 1. Okay. Now, hopefully, the more you practice this and the more you use it, you won't have to draw these triangles after a while. You'll just know the sine of 30 is a 1/2. Okay. You'll know the sine and cos of 45 are root 2 over 2. You'll know the tan of 45 is 1. And if you know the sine of 30 is a 1/2, you know the cos of 60 is a 1/2 also, because they're cofunctions and their angles add up to be 90 degrees. Okay. So there's lots of ways that we can try to remember this, but I want you to know where it's coming from. So if you can't memorize something, you can at least create it and get all the values you need. Okay, so go ahead and check your understandings after your videos. I just have a few quick little questions, and then I'll give you some more practice after that. Okay, thanks. Bye.